1 or 2 minutes time?
No, it's perfect. No worries.
Okay. And how's the situation in Mumbai, ma'am, now?
Perfect. No worries. Absolutely. I think so. People over here are a bit now understanding, and hence, if you see in this Omicron variant, many people have started working from home by themselves, and how we realize it, traffic on the road has reduced quite a bit. So
Okay.
people are taking due care when needed, and hence it's kind of contained well. I don't have a slide, Neeraj.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
No problem. So it is just a discussion. This just share your journey with the students, and student have some questions. When you will share, they will write down their questions on their book, and then at the end of the session, they will ask you related to your discussion.
Mm,
Uh, as this is the last session for today, already other
mm,
sessions are done.
mm.
Then it's every Saturday we conduct this corporate event.
Okay.
So, so they are habitual of this.
Mm.
Okay.
Sure,
So,
sure.
with your permission, ma'am, may I start this?
Yeah, sure.
Yes. So, Diksha, yes, you can start.
Thank you so much, sir. Every pain gives a lesson, and every lesson changes a person. A very good evening and heartily welcome to our respected guest and the students. I, Diksha Gaikwad, welcome you all for today's guest session. It's my pleasure to introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today's session, Miss Sandhya Sharma, ma'am. Ma'am is chartered accountant by profession with 20 plus years of experience. She is working with Chandler for more than 11 years now and is currently CFO for Chandler India. Before Chandler, she was with Mahindra and Mahindra for 9 years. Unlike most financial professionals, she is die-hard optimist and strongly believes that trust in people build strong core values and a successful organization. Now, I request ma'am to take the session further. Over to you, ma'am.
Hi. I hope it's soon going to turn good evening. So good evening, all. May I request you all, since you have a, I think so, full day of sessions, right? Since morning, probably.
Yes, ma'am, from
You
9,
all
9.
very patient. I wasn't when I was in college. Okay. So hats off to you all for sitting through all the sessions and listening to what we have gone through in our journeys. Okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, ma'am, but
Huh?
they have their sessions throughout a day from Monday to Friday from morning 9 to 6. So they have a habit of sitting on for lectures. Now, because of this COVID, all are virtual, but in physical also, the classes commence at 9 and end at 6. Yes, ma'am, over to you.
So still appreciate your patience. I could never sit through such full day classes. So great. If I can understand from all of you, um, a couple of things, what you think I can add value to your time, because you all are also giving your time, which is the most precious thing to give. Huh? So how I can add value, if you can suggest a few topics, what you think this session will bring to you. And also if you can kind of enlighten me, what have you picked up from today's sessions, what you had. A couple of things quickly. You can tell, chat, whatever.
Sure, ma'am. So, from the previous session, we had a session of Shankar sir's session. So, basically, the main key points which he guided us was from the past stories from the previous session. What was his experience in the industry? So, he guided us with like how to be accept the challenges and how to sketch our future, start investing ourselves, start doing for ourselves basically. And the key point was make your working follow as a learning floor. So these are the few key points which was given by Shashank in the previous session.
Great. Thanks, Diksha. Nidhi?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. I'm Nidhi Jaiswal and I'm from Kolkata. So I would like to share what we are doing since the morning. Like we have gone through a lot of interactive sessions, which probably will help us in our future career. And the beginning session was of Lani Vijaya, ma'am, and she is the CEO of LinkedIn. So she was focusing on how to create our strong profiles, how to create relationships and bonding, so that whenever we are doing something, we can get recommendations, how to work on our profile, because that is an integral part when we are doing online sessions and everything is going on a virtual way. So this was the thing she told us, the digital branding and all. And for Sashank sir, as Diksha said, I would like to continue on it. Sashank sir said the importance of why building relationships is necessary when we are not in touch in 5 6 years, or someone whom we have just met through virtually. And why should we do it? Apart from these, one of the main thing which I liked the most was your network is your net worth, which actually we can feel always. These were the
Okay.
things now. Yeah. Thank you.
Diksha, acha, who's another person who has raised hand? Okay, anyone else?
Ma'am, ac-
Yeah.
actually, I want to add a point. Ma'am, as you have mentioned that what we want from this session from you. So, ma'am, frankly speaking, from all the guest lectures, I used to go to everyone's LinkedIn profile, but when I have seen your LinkedIn profile, I was like, I need to talk to ma'am about this. Ma'am, how you have started the journey for empowering the women. I
Hmm.
want to know because I read your LinkedIn profile. You have mentioned the hashtag, which is like a prompt hashtag, like if you can do it, so we can. So this is the hashtag, and I read about the daughter of you and your daughter conversation on the LinkedIn, and that was like really nice, really awesome, ma'am. And the tagline which you have given, that yes, you believe in empowering the women. So I know it might be little bit diverting from my career path, but I want you to share some lights on it, so that ma'am, being after this, being apart from our career, what we can contribute in the society, how we can contribute in the society as you are doing. And I want to know most of it, ma'am, as you have done it. So yes, this would be the one point, ma'am.
Thanks, Diksha. Thanks for going through the profile. Really appreciate it. I would say I'm, I started from a very humble background, basically from Bihar, and that means um, I would say I'm too old in comparison to all of you. So uh, the thought process was not that, sir. The thought process was not that a girl could study and she needs to make a career. It was not there at all. Okay, so from there, only thing which which supported me in my growth was my dad always used to say that हर चीज करके देने के लिए लोग मिलते हैं, कमा के कोई नहीं देता. रिमेम्बर, हर चीज करके देने के लिए लोग मिलते हैं, कमा के कोई नहीं देता. This statement has remained through my life till now, and it will always remain with me. So this is part of my core value. Like you see core values of organizations, you need to have your philosophy, your core values. This will help you build your net worth, network, everything. But you have to be clear. It is not about who's right or who's wrong. It is about whose core value matches with me. It becomes easier to continue in relationship with them. Okay. And coming from there, I got married when I was 20, just after my BCom. And I did my CA after my marriage. And thankfully, I had a good in-laws side response and support to do my CA. Initially, like every one of the people in my age, I was practically clueless. Okay, practically clueless. It was just two or couple of core values which I continued. One was do your best every day in whatever you can. Okay, this is one core value which always helps, even when you're demotivated because of anything. Okay, this always is do your best. Second was never form groupism, and that's why I'm not against networking, but as a core value, it is difficult for me to go and ask help from someone and use one's relationship for my benefit. That's against my core value. It doesn't resonate with me, so I don't do that. Okay, and third one is always ensure that you have a positive attitude. Okay, this has helped me in the initial stage, and I would say it was Sandhya 1.0 version. Okay, and it was there till 2 years back when Sandhya 2.0 version started, where I have learned how to develop trust in people and how to ensure that it is a real trust. It is not dikhave ka trust. Huh? It's not that I trust you, but then I still go through 10 things of you that why you have done it. Not a hidden motive ke saath trust. And I tell you, true trust has brought me the benefit that today as a CFO, I am not a busy person because I trust my team and they equally give their best right from the CA intern that I have to my head MIS or head shared service or head factory finance. Everyone. This trust in people helped me to work mutually, and my team is excellent. Excellent. Not a single bad apple in my team. Everyone giving their best. And why it is because I trust them to do their best, but they know that they have my back if there is a problem. They know that I'll support them if there is a problem. So trust is very important. And how does trust come? It comes with honesty and humbleness. Okay. And this has to always be there. If you want to grow in life, and if you think you can be arrogant after seeing some people कि अरे वो तो बहुत स्टाइल में रहता है and arrogant है कितना अच्छा लिखता है. I've done that. I've done that. I've acted sometime and I made a fool of myself. So it doesn't work anytime. Okay. The more senior leader you see, the more they are humble and grateful for everything that they have in life. So I think so this journey of Sandhya 2.0 of working on myself, okay, not thinking that the problem is with others. Now, when I'm not able to convince someone, I think where is that missing link in me that I'm not able to convince that person? That's my job to convince someone. And if I am not able to convince, that means I have either lacked total understanding of his or her point of view, perspective, or probably I'm not able to understand their problem or something else. I'm not clear on the subject that I can explain them clearly. It can be anything. So I would say what has helped me reach that LinkedIn journey is one, being grateful for what I have, practicing gratitude every day. Every day I list down 10 things which has helped me. And it is no, I would say, Babaji ka gyan. It is what I am practicing. And this is the base. Okay. This is the base when you start feeling already rich in every way. This is the base which helped me be calmer in any situation. So it is first and foremost, that are you comfortable with your company before thinking of anything else, huh? Before thinking of outer world, corporate world, mother's world, anyone's world. Important is, are you in a good company with yourself? Please work on it. If you work on that, everything else in life will be sorted for sure. Right? So coming back to the journey in an Indian organization and an MNC organization, which I wanted to share. I would say an Indian organization, I'd worked with Mahindra and Mahindra. Never think that if an organization is good, your career is going to be successful. Okay? Because it is not only the organization, it is your relationship with your immediate manager. Please understand. Anytime in a single organization, I have seen with whom I could adjust very well and with whom I couldn't. And I felt my life was miserable. Right? So it is not about the organization. It is about the manager with you work will give you the most good or bad experience. So because the CEO is not present everywhere, although the person is trying to create a culture, but it is not still there everywhere. Okay. I would say in Indian company, the warmth is much more. Okay, because usually most of them trust loyalty. Okay, they want loyal people to continue. And this, if you see, many of the organizations have people working for 30, 40, 50 years and retiring from there. So when we started our career, we used to tell them born and brought up in Mahindra, born and brought up in Schindler. So they have given their life to this. Is that bad? No, it is not that bad. But it is upon what resonates with you. Okay. So initially, in Mahindra, I was very happy because I used to get a lot of challenging work and I enjoyed it. And I kind of covered a lot of gamut over there. But what motivated me to change was not a problem with the organization or problem with the manager. It was my personal problem that I could not manage the extended timing required by the job. So I had to change and I joined Schindler. Forever grateful, the journey has been good. So in an MNC, if you see, most of the MNCs are very structured in their approach. They will usually have an SOP for everything that you want to move. Okay, so this is one thing which I have seen that an Indian organization versus an MNC, the culture in terms of following an SOP is much stronger in an MNC organization. Okay, uh, does that make it good or bad? I wouldn't say so. Some people thrive in chaos. Huh? So you should not see that okay SOP है सब कुछ structured है तो अच्छा है नहीं. Someone can thrive in chaos. So there is a word called B rule. B rule matlab bullshit rule. So you have to understand that where I need to challenge a rule. And over there, you need to apply your mind in any organization versus an MNC or an Indian organization. Okay. This comes process-wise. Most of the MNC organizations will be very strong because their processes are tested in multiple countries. Okay. While an Indian organization, not always, few of them are there, but not always would be very strong on this part. In an MNC organization, usually at a higher level, we feel it. The um, the options or opportunities to change many things are not there. because you have been given a set of rules on how the organization should look, what should be people's education, what should be people's training criteria. Everything is set, and you tend to follow that a lot rather than creating your own training calendar or creating your own training programs or creating your own set of uh, organization, even in a small way. So if in an MNC I want that कल मैं एक head expense management hire कर लूं, I can't do that because it will not follow the manual of the organization which is set from outside, right? So in an MNC, I found that I get to interact with a lot of diversity, culturally diverse people. So I interact people from Germany, from Singapore, from Hong Kong, from US, from Switzerland, of course, from Australia. So that has widened my perspective in terms of how things are in other countries. In an Indian organization, um, not many organizations have that kind of network that they can allow you to kind of interact with this kind of diversity. Okay. Um, I would say it is still the same Sandhya as was working in Mahindra in Schindler. Uh, I try to give my best. That continues. I try to work with the manager, not to butter them up, but to work okay, how we can support each other to be better. And this is one thing when you enter the corporate world, please do not hesitate to ask questions. Okay? Do not hesitate to ask how you can help them. Okay? Do not hesitate to ask the purpose, right? And how I can share this, maybe I have not done an internship, but now we hire interns, okay, and we hire new employees. I have seen currently I have two interns who are doing their CA internship with us. Excellent people. Again, the qualities that they have is they are humble, they know their subject well, very hardworking in terms of their contribution. If they share a file with me, I know that it is correct. Okay. But again, not fearful to discuss at any level. So a CA intern can discuss with me as well. Okay. So I think what you need to do as an intern, I can't give you a rule book, but what I can share with you is what will be the best approach. Be honest to yourself about what you know and what you don't know. Ask questions every time. Ask for support if you need it, right? Be clear what is your goal. Okay, many a times in finance specifically, there are multiple functions. There can be a controlling, that can be a networking capital, there can be a strategy team. Uh, don't just jump because something looks lucrative. Just analyze it before taking up an option, whether it resonates with you. Okay, may not be the first one, because the first one में बहुतों के पास choice नहीं होता, but ensure that you work towards it. Okay, and I would say for me it is um, how you give this learning journey a time during internship to improve your knowledge. Okay. Always consider that when I am doing a certain work, what is the learnings that I have inculcated because of it. And an additional aspect which I can share is um, always classify your time, whether it is going into tactical work or into strategic work. That means you're just doing the routine activities in any function that you do. Are you just doing the routine activities, Or are you supporting them in some new activity or a project which can help you learn more? Okay, and this is applicable for all functions. So finance में usually वो regular काम दे देते हैं. In HR they give you a very routine work and you may not learn a lot from there. So always be sure that how much, what can, how can you get most out of this internship. And this, a good idea will be when you join, clarify your needs and your expectations and understand from the person with whom you are working what are their expectations and what is their probably culture and everything so that you can gel well. Okay. I would like someone to ask questions so that I can probably share something more. Otherwise, I can go like a monologue. It will not help anyone.
Yes.
Ma'am,
Yes,
adding
student, you
to
can ask the question. Ma'am, yes, please.
Sorry, someone was.
uh, yes, Neeraj, so you can continue. I'm sorry.
Yes, no problem. So, ma'am, generally what we do, we allow the time for the guest to share his journey, his or her journey, and on that basis, student asks the questions. But no worries, ma'am. Student can ask in between also. So,
Yes,
Nitri,
sure.
yes, you can ask your question.
Thank you, sir, for allowing. Ma'am, I am basically from marketing domain and have fixed like as in to work in the beginning from to as a sales intern and whatever I'll get it will be through sales only. So,
Mhm.
ma'am, and we were more focusing upon internship. So I was just wondering that everyone in a batch, like everyone gets a PPO. Some of them, not everyone gets a PPO, but most of them get internship in a brand, be it
Mm,
Unilever or be it any other brand, Deloitte. So
mm,
what are the traits like between a hard worker that from an intern, some of the students get in PPO. Apart from their daily learnings, daily routine, which their manager gives them to assess, there must be some different traits which adheres that the student can get a PPO from the same brand. So, what are those qualities which we should even start because we are on the verge of getting through internships and all now?
Okay, sorry, your voice was not clear. If I'm understanding, you want to know that how can you
Yeah,
move from internship to a
to
permanent
PPO.
employment in
Yeah,
that
yeah. Yes, ma'am.
organization.
Yeah.
I would say doing things in all with all understanding. Because what I want from an employee, what I want from an employee is that the employee, whoever is an employee, is committed. Okay, has a goal for themselves. Because if someone is not having a goal for themselves, I do not hire them. Especially in Schindler, I do not hire them. And why is so? Because if you don't have a goal for yourself, you're not working towards some passion. You're not working towards anything. It will be an aimless journey. Okay. So when I have two interns and I'm ensuring that they stay with me, I am working. It is mutual, of course, that the projects given to them are good. But at the same time, what I see from them is they are committed, never giving any excuse on things that I don't understand. Someone did not help me, someone did not tell me. Giving these excuses look very kiddish because if you are not understanding anything, it is your responsibility to sit with someone and make sure that you understand it. Okay. And this is my learning from the, or I would like to share, Nidhi, is never give excuses for anything. Never give excuses. Because when you give excuse, आप छोटे हो जाते हो. It looks like you're trying to escape an situation by giving these excuses. So ensure that your participation is full in the journey. Okay. And this this activity of yours that you have committed, you have taken the responsibility of the project. If a project is given or if some other work is given, you have understood it properly, you have taken the effort to understand the organization, its culture, and accordingly deliver. Okay, that will help me to know as an employer that yes, this person is a long time asset for me, because the person is holistic in its thinking, is not just thinking कि मेरा 3 महीने का project है खत्म हो गया, I am out. Okay, the person is responsible, taking ownership, and that's that's all. And if you have a goal, you will have a zeal to learn more. Right? So this uh, this aspect, with this aspect, another thing which I would like to share is that along with not making excuses, always be sure that your action are in line with what you can do. Huh? Okay, it is easier to blame others, but always understand that it is I am responsible for my life, whatever is going through me. It is not others' responsibility. And if you analyze every action, you have made a choice to not ask someone. You have made a choice to keep quiet. You have made a choice to not go into the project detail, or you have made a choice to make the best out of it. The choice always is with you. And if you understand that, you will never go wrong. Yes, Diksha.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this valuable learning. This will always remain in me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Um, Good evening, ma'am. Uh, Ma'am, actually, I am going to pursue my career in finance. So, ma'am, as I'm a freshie in the finance background, in the finance domain, so, ma'am, basically, up to first year, we used to go with accounts,
Mhm.
and right now we have started with finance. So
Mhm.
this is very a new step for me, and
Mhm.
I'm learning right now. So
Mhm.
what would be your suggestion for us to learn during the SIP? Like, if you are going to hire any intern of the person who is pursuing PGDM, so what would be your points that, yeah, what teaching you are going to give to the finance domain students, so that that could be help in my career growth? Because right now, ma'am, I cannot fix my any particular finance domain. Like, I
Okay.
want to go for tax consultant, or I want to go for finance analyst, because that might be a wider chance I get another domain which
Mhm.
I have fixed it. So I need to learn in every specific domain which is there, in not every, but still I am having a zeal to learn in the domain of finance. So what would be the main domains that I could go with and learn in during my SIP?
So a thing which I would like to share is Diksha. The finance world is changing a lot. Okay, and most of the bigger organizations, I would say, are going through a shared service concept. So whatever is monotonous work like accounts payable, accounts receivable, all those things have moved um, to a shared service. Now this is mainly in a manufacturing organization. Okay, but in a service organization also, all the monotonous jobs have gone to shared service, and this will be more and more trend. Either we will have a captive shared service, or we will have some other job given to some other shared service. So then the domains available for you in finance team is limited unless you switch industries. So a manufacturing industry will be a very different from a service industry, and will be very different from an IT finance or from a real estate finance. All these are totally different. However, one thing which I feel is always important is Diksha, the basics. Okay, my daughter is doing CA, and I literally tell her all the time, Three Idiots ka dialogue. आज तो बच जाओगे 40 साल इज्जत नहीं बचेगी. And why I'm sharing so is I meet quite a lot of people who cannot understand the basic entries. And why this entry is important, it is not because you have to pass the entry. Whenever there is any problem coming to you, you have to tie the threads that where all it will impact. And this is true everywhere. Huh? Suppose if I'm selling a product in marketing or sales, I need to know how this product is going to impact the landscape of the organization. Similarly, for finance, most of the times what is missed is focus on the basics. And I have seen, um, actually, I interviewed an MBA quite a long time back, and I asked that person that what have you learned in MBA, and the person mentioned to manage bosses. मैं बोली फिर तो तुम मेरे से भी ज्यादा अच्छे हो गए क्योंकि मैं नहीं कर सकती. Okay, so if your basics are strong, nothing can move, and this applies to every function, huh? Like when you are in HR, since HR colleagues are there, ensuring that you are hiring the best. Okay, and you have to work towards it. There are new mechanisms which have come in for BI interviewing, behavior interviewing, or in marketing. When you are doing sales, do it in such a way that organization always remembers you. And when you are in finance, do the best in your basics that you that they remember you. Okay, now coming back to your point, Diksha, if you work, if since you have not been able to select, you can make it clear to the organization that I have not yet selected, but at least share what are the subjects that you like, because I get a sense of understanding from what are the subjects that you enjoy, that which function you will enjoy most. Like my daughter enjoys those law audit thing, audit and audit committee and all those things. So I know she has inclination for audit. So similarly, if you share your like subject liking, they can probably give you a better option. And anyways, what Diksha you learn from any SIPs, if you learn that thing, it does not resonate with you, you know that you don't have to go back there. Okay, and do something well. So one thing crossed. But I would suggest rather than going clueless, because then it does not help the employer to help you as well. Read about the organizations, that what the organization stands for, how they can support your career. And going forward after this SIP, probably read about the multiple industries that are there. Okay, and what resonates with you, what is the growth that you see. Like healthcare industry will definitely grow, we all are contributing to it. हम नई healthy practice कर रहे हैं, हम उसको successful बनाने में काम कर रहे हैं. Second is insurance, the penetration is very low. Okay, stock market related things, the penetration is very low in India, so it is going to grow. So I would suggest think and read about the industries, what resonates with you as well, before jumping into an organization and then feeling that you are stuck. Hi,
Yes.
Rashi. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. So my question is, well, I was actually talking to someone who is a marketing professional, and she was talking about how, well, she was advising me actually that okay, you can be honest, you can be very skilled, good at your job, but beware of people who will steal your credit, who will just be manipulative and make your career, working difficult. And she was warning me because she said that this is very common. So what is your opinion on this? Because you spoke a lot about how you maintain your relationships with people around you at work.
Hmm. I would say people, such people are there in the family as well, Rashi, right? आपका सब रिश्तेदार सब अच्छे होते हैं वैसा ही नहीं है. Someone resonate, someone does not resonate. Okay, I think even the baddest person on earth has good friends. So that means they have a good side to themselves. Okay, I honestly feel that. It is just that whether I'm able to work with that person or not. First thing, never go with a negative mindset. Like I'll tell you personal bias that I had. सेल्स वाले बेच के निकल जाते हैं, बाकी सबको दिक्कत होता है, हमको सबका शिट संभालना पड़ता है, बिकॉज फाइनेंस में आखिर का सब आ जाता है. That you, it's impacting me. Should I go when I was going with that mentality, I was not developing relationship with anyone from that side. Okay. But when I was transforming my thought process and my mindset, I decided no, I should not have a bias. Okay. And this is not because someone is better or someone is worse. Everyone has a duty and a role to play, and they should play their role very effectively. Now, if you someone thinks कि credit ले लिया and the boss can be fooled, they are the most biggest fool. मुझे मालूम है मेरे हर एक एम्प्लॉय का थिंकिंग क्या लेवल तक जा सकता है और वो क्या उसका सोच होगा और क्या दूसरे का होगा. I know it. Okay. If the organization में manager का manager is also not knowing it, probably you are in the wrong organization. But never change your core values, never change your life philosophy because someone is acting very different. You have to continue being what you are, okay? Because if you try to be something else, Rashi, you will never be successful. You will be kind of in the vicious cycle that you will try to find yourself in the whole thing. Right? So never listen to such things. And that's why I tell that I don't believe in monologue, because my journey is very different than what your journey is going to be. Right? I know when I started my career, we did not have laptops and sorry, even computers. Okay. So from there to here, the journey has changed. People have evolved. Okay. Thought process wise. Never change yourself for anyone. And um, people who take credit of yours can't really last longer. आप अगर उनका short term journey दिखेगा अच्छा भले, it is like the social media where you see the best part of their life, but you don't know what they are going through. Right? And no one can stop um, a shining employee. No one can stop the visibility of a shining employee. I have so many. The youngest one is a 22-year-old guy, 22-year-old guy. And he talks about compassion. He's the executive of our CEO at 22-year-old. Such a nice guy to talk to. No one can help him from shining because he's so good in everything that he does. He was a salesperson. He ensured that his clients or his customers are always informed. He used to take the best step. And that's helped him to shine. Right? So don't बहुत ज्ञानी मिलेंगे, including me. Pick up things that resonate with you. Don't try to change the world. Try to change yourself and your mindset.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I wanted to be reassured of, that if you're honest, then nobody can stop you.
Yeah, and it's a short term journey where you feel के वो ट्रैफिक में होता है ना कि जब आप गाड़ी चलाते हो, जो लेन में आप जाते हो ना, तो आपको लगता है बगल वाला ही लेन ही फास्ट चल रहा है, आपका ही स्लो चल रहा है. It's the same kind of FOMO type of feeling. I would say if you are honest with yourself and with your doing your best, one thing you have taken care is to not to be worrying about yourself, and then you can give your best. Right? I hope I have answered Rashi your question. Not easy to convince because I am not able to convince my daughter all the time. So I know how it is with you, but don't get bogged down by the words of peer pressure because they have a limited exposure. उन्होंने ना limited exposure पे आपको suggestion दे दिया. It's like the elephant का drawing. Someone who touches the trunk says this is the elephant, and someone who touches the leg says this is the elephant. Right? So one who has gone through the journey will never suggest you. They will tell be yourself, you will enjoy the journey. Great. Yes, Pradeep.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Pradeep Roy and I'm from Bilaspur, Chhattisgarh. Ma'am, my question to you is that as you are hiring interns,
Mm,
what soft skills do you think we should develop to get
mm,
selected as our SIP is coming,
mm.
and we will have to represent ourselves in front of employer who is going to give us internship, or we have to participate in interview or GDP.
Yeah.
So what soft skills should we present so that our chances are more in a crowd?
An excellent question. What I would suggest is, and this is my interviewing criteria. Yesterday, I was interviewing for a senior guy and for a newbie. The basic rules remains the same for me at least. One is what is the person's zeal overall. ऐसा थका हारा है, लाइफ से बोर होके इंटरव्यू के लिए आया है, ऐसा है, या that person has a goal, has a purpose. Okay, and don't think that you cannot have a purpose in life. Any one of you, even though you are young, you should have a purpose in your life. That why do you want to work? Okay, I want to work because I want to improve my family's financial background. I want to work because I want to see myself at a different position and at a different stature. This goal in a newbie is very important, because then I know that the person is a thinker, the person is forward looking, person aims to do and try new things because they have a goal. If you don't have a goal, you will never try new things. Okay, so for me that is first. Second is talking slow. Okay, I was not like that. I was the one who would rattle off ta 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 like a train. I will tell you, if you listen your voice after recording, you will feel ऐसा मैं बात करती हूँ या बात करता हूँ, right? So सामने वाले को ये समझने के लिए कि what you are, you have to be slow to make them and help them understand who you are. Okay, this is one of the important guidelines, I would say. This shows your maturity. This shows your maturity and way in handling things. So be slow, explain well. Third thing is, again, be humble and be honest. If you don't know anything, don't try to give a maneuvering answer which doesn't, you are not clear what it is, neither is the employer clear what it means, right? If you don't know, you don't know. That's perfect. No one in the world knows everything. So give that benefit to yourself. Okay. And fourth is for me that always when you go for interview, try to understand that what is the organization's purpose, goal, and how you can contribute in it. Okay, this is usually available on the website of most of the organizations. That how do you resonate with the core values or their goals, and that's why you want to work in the organization. Like, to give an example, for Mahindra it was rise to the occasion. Okay, if I tell you how do you do that, uh, you have to give real life examples. Don't try to give if this happens, if that happens, a very tedha meda answer which no one understands it. A hypothetical answer. Always try to relate what you have faced till now and how that resonates with the organization. I'll give a simple example for me. If I have been able to work with all my in-laws in a cohesive way, okay, how does it impact in the organization? It does definitely impact, because then I'm a team player. I can work with diverse thought process people. Okay, I can work with people who have different goals. All of them in the family would have different goals. I can work with them. So you have to give a real life example to any questions. And I can tell you, I get super impressed when someone gives these examples as, even as an intern. Okay, and it did not be work related examples. As I mentioned, you are having 15 friends and you are well with all. That shows super that you're a team player. You can manage with diverse groups. You don't hold that ego कि नहीं मेरे से मेरे तीन ही हैं. But if you have only three, you can also put that as positive. कि I'm focused, I know what I want, and I only work with those people. So turn the situation into your benefit. Okay. And fourth, be clear for what you are applying for. Okay. Don't go clueless ki what you are applying for. This is most important. And many a times they are clueless कि कुछ भी project दे दो चलेगा मेरे को तो 3 महीने का internship करना है. Does not help. You have to be clear that how that project will add value to the organization and to you. So always clarify that.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thanks, Pradeep.
Yes, ma'am.
Has sorry, another question before we push to another question. किसी ने आपको बोला है बहुत confidently work करो interview में एकदम ऐसे धमाकेदार entry होना चाहिए? Many people tell us, okay, confident रहो. But you know who needs confidence? People who are not trusting themselves. Okay, who don't believe that if I think that I cannot do well in this organization, then I need confidence. If I think I can do well, I don't need confidence. I just need my presence there. Right? So you need confidence if you don't know the subject well, and you need confidence uh, when you have to manipulate things. Okay? If you be yourself, never think that this is an unjustified thing. Always think high of yourself and give your best. Yeah, Poshita.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, my question is out of the topic, but I want to ask you that ma'am, many a time it happens with me that in the class or anywhere, I know the answer, but because of thinking that if my answer is wrong, then what happens? So I will not give the answer. So
Mhm.
what can I do to remove this fear,
Uh,
which helps me in my participation in interview also?
Sure, Poshita. I would say I was like this 2 years back. Okay, I can never imagine that I could talk to you all, and not because of anything else. It is because if my basic thought was if I'm not able to engage all of them, then what will they think? But ठीक है ना? How does it matter what you think of me? Is it going to make any difference in my life? Nothing. Nothing. So always, Pushita, this basic thing you can overcome only by writing a gratitude list. I have done that 2 years back. I started 2 years back, very late. Writing a gratitude list and writing every day what good I have done. I think we don't need to judge others. Okay. And Pushita, this I've learned recently. When you stop judging others, you stop fearing how others will judge you. A very difficult task. Okay. Because when I learned this a couple of months back, it was put it very clearly that how do you don't judge yourself is पहले stop judging others. And this will not come easily. बिकॉज आप ना हर एक चीज पे जज करते हो इसने आयरन क्लोथ्स पहने कि नहीं कैसा होगा इसकी गाड़ी ये है कैसा होगा इसका अपब्रिंगिंग ये है कैसा होगा इसका ग्रूमिंग ये है कैसा होगा एंड इफ यू सी देयर वाज अ न्यूज रिसेंटली दैट someone in Karnataka walked into a Bolero Mahindra showroom. Okay, a farmer, and the person said that do you even have 10 rupees in your pocket and you have come to buy a Bolero? Okay, he was humiliated, and then the person came with cash, a lot of people, but he told I'm not going to buy your car because you don't know how to treat people. Okay, so it's very important that you stop judging others. आपका डर खत्म हो जाएगा कि लोग आपको कैसे जज करते हैं. Okay, because it's mind, our mind playing. It is no one else telling you कि मैं तेरे को judge कर रहा हूँ. Have you anyone told you कि I'm judging you all the time, 24/7? No one. It's our mind playing against us that Sandhya, you are being judged. Sandhya, you are being noticed. No impact. So first thing, if you are confident with yourself and if you are clear that how you are, you like one, and you want to improve. So I want to be better version of myself. I don't want to be compared to like this or like that. And there are many people, right? So writing a gratitude list and what do good you have done in the whole day will help you in two ways. One, reassuring yourself that you are good. And second, always thinking कि कल मेरे को लिस्ट में कुछ लिखना है तो मुझे अच्छा करना पड़ेगा. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So,
Thank you so much.
Poshita, don't take these things too seriously.
Sure, ma'am.
Yeah, Diksha.
Ma'am, so you have mentioned about the basic skills we need to work on for the SIP, and for the industry we need to go for the finance. Ma'am, apart from the basic skills, what skills we can learn? Like what courses or what points we can consider in the finance domain? Basically, what courses for us to grow in this domain?
I would say, Diksha, I cannot advise you a course, but what I can suggest is first understand what is your area of interest. Okay. Like I have few people who eat, breathe tax. उसको हर चीज में पहले टैक्स ही दिखता है. And I have again in that two category, one who is breathing GST and one who is so much into indirect direct tax. Huh? They are different kind of people and they are very passionate, very good in their field. So over here, Diksha, first thing is, what is your goal? Is your goal to become a generalist or a specialist? That is very important. Because if you want to be a generalist, probably you don't require a course, but you need to take experience in all the areas where you want to work. If you want to be a specialist, then you have to focused approach on courses. Okay, but let me tell you an example of or differentiation between skill and attitude. Can someone define that for me? What is skill and what is attitude? How is it different?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
would you
in
like
my
to?
opinion, yeah,
Okay.
Nidhi, go ahead.
Okay, so ma'am, a skill probably what I think is what we have learned, and attitude is something which we have built in ourselves throughout the times. It's built in, yeah. Perceived notion. Yeah.
Thank you, Didi. How about you, Rashi?
Yeah, I agree with Nidhi. Skill is something you can do, and you can probably do it very well if you improve over time. And your attitude is a lot to do with the emotions behind it. Like how do you feel about taking on challenges and all?
Okay, a very right question. So, Rashi and sorry, everyone, a skill is an answer for a known problem. Okay, this will probably be in initial 2-3 years that you need an answer for a known problem. After that, all the problems are unknown. Simple first thing for us was a basic thing, COVID hit. How to take care of business in COVID? No rule book. What to do? No guidance, right? So think of skill till a certain level that can help you do the basic stuff. But the aptitude in that area will help you take you notch above. A simple thing will be, if I can take an example of an accounts payable, which is a very monotonous job, right? Simple invoice आया, entry pass किया, vendor को payment कर दिया. Very simple job, very monotonous job. But what is the skill and what is the attitude in this? The skill is entry आया, invoice आया, देखा pass कर दिया. The attitude is to ensure that every aspect of it is right. Am I paying the vendor right? Is it, or is it meeting all the guidelines that is required to it? If there is something which I suspect in it, I'm taking a pause to check it. Okay, so I would say it is a mix of skill and attitude. And Diksha, I can give an example. Um, my successor for a CFO role is not a chartered accountant, which is a norm in many organizations. It's an MBA from or a CFA from CFA Institute. Okay, so what he does better, which other chartered accountants have not been able to do, is his attitude, his relationship with business, everything is good. Right? So I would say don't focus too much on just gathering information. You have to also learn how will you use this information going ahead. Don't be obsessed. बहुत लोग बोलेंगे ये कोर्स कर लो बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा, वो कोर्स कर लो बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा. I have seen many people बहुत courses कर चुके हैं, but when it comes to dealing with the employee, they are zero. Actually negative at times, right? So very important that you develop that attitude, and with your basic skill levels also, you can learn on the job and grow.
Yes, thank you so
Yeah.
much, ma'am.
Yes. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am. I have one question.
Mm.
So, means as I told you that we have a three discipline: marketing, HR, and finance, and we know that finance is a backbone of all the industries.
Mm-hmm.
So, can you explain in some terms that how it is important for the marketing and HR student to understand the finance, or the means, or the better growth, or you can say the proper financial management in their life? So for all these things, how it is important for the student from marketing and HR, means which are the basic skills they must understand and implement in their life for financially strong in future?
Yeah, I would say it is like knowing our passbook. Huh? So it is not that I will know only if I'm a finance person. I need to know anyhow. It is the same for anyone in the organization. Us, if I take a simple example first for HR, if I don't know the business, I don't know what quality of people I need to hire. Who I have to know, the HR has to know what is the strategy of the organization. And then they can look at, okay, what is the category of people I want to hire? Suppose if an organization is growing by 20% every year, CAGR, you need to have that kind of people who are ready to take risk, are quick moving, quick decision making. But if an organization's strategy is to be stable and focus on processes, then they need to know that their hiring has to be accordingly, that the person is process driven. The person needs to know that, okay, they will not get a very good promotion quickly, but their work is to stabilize. So this, for an HR point of view, most important thing. But let me tell you, this is what most of the HRs miss. They are practically clueless about the business. Most of the organizations, they're practically clueless about the business. And उनको क्या लगता है, अरे वो number है ना तो उसका ही डर लगता है ना. Number is very important because it is not that you need to know to how to pass the entry, but you need to know how the organization's culture needs to be molded for its strategy, and you can hire accordingly. If I see marketing, for me, marketing and sales are two different things. Sales again resonates with the strategy, with what brand I want to create for the organization. Say, as Schindler, I am focused on profitability, but can I do at customers' expense? No, I need to ensure that the customer is happy. So in sales, I need to know that my commitment along with sales, selling the product or the service, is also customer happiness. So how do I give a customer delight? If it is marketing, I definitely need to know the business, that how do I promote the brand of the organization, right? What things will help me kind of resonate with a larger society, which will help me connect with them. So in every aspect, finance is very important. It should not be related or limited rather to what salary I want and how much I want to spend. It has to be related to the organization's financials.
Yes, yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
So,
you.
dear student, if you have any question, just ask right now because we are running short of time now. We are towards the end of this session. So hardly we will take one or two questions. So if anyone have any question, they can ask now.
I would like to ask any one of you, what is the thing that I spoke did not resonate with you? I want to understand that. And why? Because I get to know a lot of, as I said, again, reporting, I'll get to learn a lot from my daughter. So I am also here not to just give a monologue and to share my things, but I'm here also to learn. So what do you think is different and you think that the work is or the world is not as per that? I can't change your life. I'm not hiring, so I cannot impact your internship, right? So I want you all to be very open, candid, transparent. No one? What do you think? Is your thought process not worth discussing, or do you fear something? Or
No,
do you
ma'am.
think कि अरे इनको बता के मतलब ही नहीं है, सुनेंगे ही नहीं?
Oh, no, ma'am, not like that.
Most of the oldies are like that, huh?
No, no, ma'am.
Yeah. So anyone thing which you think does not resonate with you or looks very different than what you think, what would be that?
Ma'am, we could resonate everything just except one thing, that sales वाले तो बिक्री करके चले जाते हैं.
Yeah. And this like this was my thought process 2 years back, huh? But that did not help me in my relationship. So I like to share, since no one is speaking, I like to share what I have learned from my coach. Okay. And this is an iceberg theory. Okay. Although it is for a leader, but it is never too late or never too early to start on working on this. And it is leadership style, management skill, organization climate, routines and practices. This is all what you see in a leader practicing day in, day out. Okay. But what you don't see is the relationship that the person builds, the culture and value that they set, the vision and mission that they share, their shared purpose with how they connect to all, and what are the stories that they tell their colleagues, okay, to inspire them. I think relationship, how I was told it is important. I have learned about it about a year and a half back. And they mentioned that, Sandhya, if your candidature is being discussed for any other role, for promotion, for any other role, how many people do you think will root for you? Okay. And this was an important discussion for me. So I started working on my relationship matrix in a structured way. That who are my key stakeholders? How do I want to understand them? Could I work with all of them? No. With two of them, I could not resonate. So I did not work with them. But I focused on all others where my moral, my ethics matched with theirs. And then that helped me. This approach can be used by all of you as well, that whenever you are in your internship, which are the key stakeholders which will help you going ahead. Okay. And it is not about asking help. It is about building a relationship. Huh? And building a relationship is very important, that to take it forward, you don't even need to ask. They will know that, yeah, it is comfortable to work with a certain person. So I will take that person forward.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. So one last question from my side,
Uh,
as you have already said that confidence is not required if you have a knowledge, but still I'm asking one question for students help. As you said that employee should have a goal. It's whenever you are hiring even an intern, you are asking this question and on that basis you judge them. So can you share two or three means goals which impressed you, which interns have told you in previous interviews or conversations, and really they impressed you? So it will help our student to focus on that and develop those goals. So yes, ma'am, over to you.
yeah. So I would say I couple of goals because I don't only interact with finance, I interact with all others. And I was talking to one of the sales interns, and I was asking, "What is your goal?" The person mentioned that the goal is to ensure that every customer I deal with has a good image of the organization that I work for. Okay. The goal is not about I sell the most. The goal is about that whoever I work with is happy and working towards the organization. He is again not asking if they support me, so that the organization's reputation can build. So what I observed from this goal is the person is thinking long term. The person knows that it is not about sales only. It is also about sales is all about customer satisfaction. Okay, and customer delight. The person is already thinking about organization's reputation. That means that person is attached to the organization. Okay, so with this one statement, I'm understanding so many things. Okay, another goal which an HR person intern gave intern nahi new joining gave was that I want to ensure that every employee that or everyone that I hire, okay, um, I work with them to ensure that they feel connected to the organization. Now, this is very important that an HR employee is taking ownership for all the people that she is going to hire so that she remains connected with them. For finance, I had one intern coming and telling that I want to become a CFO. I was super impressed because when I asked him how you think you can become the CFO, the person mentioned that what he's doing, okay, what he's developing to come to the CFO level and how does he think that he can reach it. Another person which gave me a very smart goal was that I want to work with I want to work with you and show you that the project I do in turn adds value to the organization, both financially and as well as in achieving their other goals or in their strategy. So I am already thinking that the person knows about strategy. The person knows every aspect of how we can create an impact in the organization. And that is how they are sharing their goals. बट ये ना खाली गोल बता दोगे एंड डोंट थिंक के सामने वाला वो खाली गोल को एज इट इज ले लेगा पकड़ लेगा बॉल को नहीं they will ask further questions, so don't give a answer which you are not convinced with. Give an answer which you are working, okay, and then tell your goal so it does not look that it is baseless.
Yes, thank you, ma'am. So dear student, I hope that ma'am have answered all the questions you have related to finance and the new entry in this journey. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for sharing valuable knowledge with our students. And two, three things which I have already noted down. Don't check for the lucrative things, but check for the match for you. Then classify your time for with tactical and strategical way so that it will be helpful for you to achieve a long-term goal. And then the purpose of organization and your contribution matters a lot in your success. So with this note, I would like to take this session forward to Diksha. Yes, Diksha, you can continue.
I would like to, before Diksha starts, I would like to add a last bit. And last
Yes, ma'am.
bit is whenever you are attending any session, it be any session, either be there if you can fully involve in it with anyone. And this is even when I use it in my meetings. Okay. That if I can contribute and if the subject is related, I attend the meeting. Otherwise, I do not attend. So the first question I ask is why I should attend the meeting and what is the contribution expected from me. Okay, this will happen when you join an organization. बहुत लोग है ना अभी meetings बुलाते रहते हैं and since it is online वो ज़्यादा हो गया है. So whenever you give your time, consider your time as money. Be present only if you think it is worth. Otherwise, don't do it for others. Okay.
Right. Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, you will spend your time like this. It is just like watching a Netflix or watching a movie like that. Doesn't add any value. Right? But still, I do watch a lot of Netflix and don't bother. So,
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful and insightful session. It was full of knowledge and liveliness. I'm sure students would have learned a lot from your shared experience and would have enjoyed the session to the core. Best wishes for a future venture, ma'am. Hope to meeting you again. And with your tagline and hashtag, if you can do it, so we can, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
best wishes to all of you for your career, for your life. Enjoy your life. Don't miss it. I don't have a hobby. So this is the biggest failure in life, my life, that I don't have a hobby. So I only have work. So on Saturdays or Sundays, if I'm not watching my Netflix, if I'm not cleaning something at house, it is just working. So develop a hobby which will help you work and focus better in whatever you do. Develop a good hobby. Okay. Thank you. Best wishes to all of you for your future. Take good care of yourself. You are the hero or the main character in your movie. Don't someone let override that. Okay. Take
Yes.
care.
Thank
Bye,
you so much,
everyone.
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
very much.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.
So, can we also leave the session?
Yes, yes. So I think that sir have shared one link with you where the session is at 5 o'clock. CEO from one of the organizations. So you can join that session. Okay. On your group, you have received one link from Rishikesh sir.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
sir.
the session started at 5 o'clock. Okay. So as per
So is it a
as
compulsory session?
already we are late. So you have to discuss this with Rishikesh sir. Already he have shared this.
Oh,
If you want to know if you want to gain the knowledge from the higher top level, then you should join that.
Okay.
Okay.
sir,
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
sir.
Yes. Diksha, tell me.
सो एक्चुअली वो प्रीवियस सेशन का अपलोड करना रह गया था तो थोड़ा लेट करते तो चलेगा क्या
मेरे पास मेरे पास जो आता है ना उसमें टाइमलाइन आता है whenever you are uploading that
यस सर
immediately it shows on right hand side at what time you have uploaded. So I come to know that when everyone is uploading the document, though the
सर
link
सो
is
कैन वी
same.
डू इट राइट नाउ फॉर शशांक एक्चुअली आई
Yes,
मिस
yes,
विद शशांक
yes, just click a picture and upload it. That's it.
थैंक यू सो
Okay.
मच सर
Thank you for your patiently listening. Thank you, dear all.
Thank you, sir. Bye.